Powerful sock.
From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Look at us. We did it again. Another 7 days round the sun. Welcome, WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name is Tom Green, right there. Gonna get my fingers right there. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Tickle, tickle, tickle to my name and my handle. Welcome to everybody hanging out in the Erotic Eric Fontaine Fan Club, aka the chat tonight, as well as everybody checking me out YouTube VOD Wednesday morning. Yeah, if you the only way the chat if you're watching YouTube VOD later, the only way your chat pops up on screen is if you're here on Tuesdays. So come join us on Tuesdays. And also welcome to everybody who I've learned lately. Apparently, a lot of folks are watching the VODs when they go to sleep at night. So hello, I am your sleep paralysis demon. Anyway, this is WCW Deep Cuts Live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We gather here on Twitch to watch the quote-unquote forgotten television classics, because sometimes they're rough. From World Championship Wrestling in the 1990s. Hello to everyone. Let's go to the chat. I see LJH Reps as Wizards Therapy. We all need ya. Westagon's here. Chandrox. Everyone's friend Jonathan Mayer's here. We'll get to the sign here in a second. Optimum Vision. No You Stick It is here. Brian Dermody, the man, the myth, the legend. Brenticus Maximus, we'll talk about you in just a second, bub. No You Stick It. Bam Dog. Let's see, anyone else? Anyone else? Let's see. Yeah, House is a little light tonight because that gosh darn NXT. Shawn Michaels running competition, but hey, we'll make it work. So yeah, let's talk about the sign behind me. It's cool WCW Deep Cut sign made by our own Brenticus Maximus. And yeah, watch this. Watch this. I won't do the stroke, but gonna do one of those numbers. Look at that. So Brenticus Maximus gifted this bad boy to me recently. And you can have one of your own if you head to his Etsy shop, brenttech.etsy.com. Use the code NotThatTomGreen and be as happy as Brent and I are after we defeat High Voltage on Worldwide. Anyway, use my code for 10% off your own WCW sign, or there's other stuff on the site. There's some real cool like 3D print retro game art, game decks, etc. So go check out Brent's Etsy shop. But anyway, we got a lot of show. We're going to go back to the year 1996 and watch us some Saturday Night and WCW Pro. Hey, Speedy DePalma, what's up? Optimum Vision, if I didn't say hello. Casual Villainy. Let's go to the show.
26,000 items at a guaranteed low price. Tires and service.
All right, Pet Boys can't be a wrestling show without an advertisement person. Auto work.
All systems operating within normal design parameters.
Well. Imagine not having watched Nitro and you're like a kid turning on Saturday night, or like you've never watched wrestling before and you're flipping the channels, TBS, and the first thing you see is Randy Savage yelling at this poor woman in a hotel hallway. And the black and white just makes it seem even worse. This is just uncomfortable. Bum, 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 bum. Well.
World Championship Wrestling.
And hey, we got Dusty and Tony. Dusty wearing maybe a new outfit. We've never seen that outfit before. The lime green shirt with the dark green blazer.
Miss Elizabeth, and not a good time for the Macho Man to get involved in something like this, Dream.
Well, I tell you what, Tony, bad timing. Yeah, you know,
Tony's got his faux pompadour that falls straight down in the back.
With the big boys play as we approach another huge pay-per-view called Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. Macho Man, Sting out of whack, bad timing all the way around.
We didn't start the fire? Is that his lyrics for it? Macho Man out of whack, Sting is in the pack.
We have a tremendous 2-hour program. We will take you back to WCW Monday Nitro, and apparently the NWO has a driver for its car, and that is Kyle Petty. Great footage.
Yes, this is the point where Kyle Petty was driving the NWO NASCAR. Why doesn't Dusty have his own mic? Because it's WCW. He only had one cord. There we go. Starting off with young Hoovy. The color, this is rough footage. My understanding is this was taped on an SLP mode, which is like the shitty mode that you use to get like 6 hours of footage on one tape. So the color might be a little bit off. Hey, Hammer. Yeah, it's weird. There are a lot of folks that have tried the NASCAR wrestling thing, and it doesn't work. I think it would. But us wrestling fans, we like our danger outside of a vehicle. So yeah, we're starting off Ray versus Hoovy. Hey, D. McCarr. Yeah, long play. I was a tape trader, very familiar. Long play. Yeah, this should be a blast. Ray and Hoovy. Imagine, look at that guy. I wonder what that guy is gonna think of Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Juventud Guerrero. Like, Hoovy had just started with WCW. Here. Ray 21? 2021? He's a youngin'. Somebody can look that up that knows more than me. And this is also the point. Hoovy has just started in WCW. He's doing like karate shit. Yeah, we have a giant Slim Jim logo in the middle of the canvas. Slim Jim sponsoring Saturday night. All right, CBJ 21, almost 22. So I was pretty much right. Thank you, CBJ. The guy's like, build the wall, brother. And 3 years later, he got his wish.
I tell you what, yeah, Juventud.
Juventud. That's a new way to pronounce it. Juventud.
Halloween Havoc at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, it's wild that this Rey Mysterio Jr. is the same guy that debuted in WWE in 2002. That was crazy. Also, it's wild that they're both still wrestling.
I tell you, I got a lot of letters. I get fan mail this week about you last week.
And like Hoovy's modified his style a bit. But like Ray's still on Raw doing like moonsaults and dives to the floor. That was cool.
You know, and asking them.
Guerrero. Yeah, right. Dumbfounded. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Flip right on his butt. What?
I tell you, Nick Patrick, it's not that we want to talk to him. He says he wants to talk to us. We saw him.
Bless them for at least having Mark Curtis referee this match and not like Nick Patrick. Oh. Hey, Drugs, welcome. Why does Ray have a bandage on like he got stabbed before the match? Oh, whoa. Nice. That was sick. Yeah, who wants to talk to Nick Patrick? That's right, Refs' Wizards. Nick Patrick is the one ref who isn't a wizard. Yeah, I saw that Optimum Vision. They're selling Dominic Mysterio toilet paper. I tweeted it. It's a real shame that Jimmy Rave never got to the point where, like, a major company was able to merchandise Jimmy Rave toilet paper. Oh! Hoovy is less than a month younger than Ray. Yeah, these are young boys.
He's been hit with a lot of offensive moves that will slow him down. He's back to the attack once again.
Canonically, he is not. Yes, thank you. You're the authority, refs as Wizards. He's the one without the magic.
Spin kick in the sternum, and Guerrero feels that his moment's in hand here.
Yeah, they're evenly matched up. Same size. A lot of speed possessed by both men. So much at stake. And
Dusty just filling time. He has no idea what to say here.
You know, unfold right here on
They're doing all these moves, and he's like, "Baby, I don't know." Hey, Captain Kellamar. Yeah, this is exclusive to note like October of '96. That was crazy. Slim Jim. Oh shit, that was cool. They bought ads on like all of the shows. They bought the mat space for like every show, as opposed to just Halloween Havoc.
That's okay. High-risk maneuvers are fine. But I still say
I think Mike Tenay had just started with on Nitro commentary about a month before this.
In most cases.
Up on top. Ooh, that'll slow you down. Hitting that steel connector to the ring post.
I cannot get over Ray's stab bandage. Oh. I love the old school Ray Rana where he like stuffs them with it. Boom, 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 boom. That did rule. Yeah. And here's a myth about like WCW crowds that we just saw broken there. Yeah, there were a lot of good old Southern boys in the crowd, but they were very accepting of like new styles. Like if you could have a good match, it doesn't matter where the fans were from. WCW fans would go nuts.
Catches him flush outside. I thought both men were injured at this time. Then right here, you can see Frankensteiner hooks him in, drives him home. Let's go to Tony Schiavone now, rapping with Rey Mysterio Jr.
Oh yeah, Tony Schiavone's rapping with Rey Mysterio.
Dream coming up at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc in only 3 weeks. Rey Mysterio Jr. defends his cruiserweight title against a man that's be considered the #1 contender.
So weird to see Tony interviewing someone shorter than him. That much, especially that much shorter.
That's right, Tony. You know, like I said all the time, Dean Malenko, he's a great wrestler. I respect him. But there's two important things for me in the business of wrestling. And
the business of wrestling.
The cruiserweight title that I have right here on my shoulders.
To WCW's credit, they shoved a microphone in Rey Mysterio's face from like day one. And were like, you have to learn how to cut promos.
You took away my mask. And that's not right. I don't like that. You know what? I thought you were a fair man. I thought we could go up in the ring on October 27th.
Yeah, they actually did an angle on Saturday night.
But you don't want it that way.
This is... They're fading out the idea of Saturday night being canon around this time. Like, you'd still get something every now and again, but not regularly. That's the man of 1,000 positions. His AEW was great. Here we go, Ming and Barb. The faces of fear.
Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc is almost here, and there's a man we have to ask a lot of questions of. Let's bring him in right now. Here he is, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Wow, Randy Savage working Saturday night. Good on him. And we're doing live promos in front of the crowd still. Bless Randy's heart. Also, shout out to him for grabbing one of the free Nitro staff shirts and taking it to his gear guy and being like, here, make something out of this. Hey, Rowan Fresh. Shout out to Erotic Eric Fontaine. Like, that's a free t-shirt that ended up costing Randy probably like $500 with all the bedazzling and design and the fringe.
This past Monday on WCW Monday Nitro, Mike Tenay set to do an interview with you. You did not show, and I said at that time, maybe Hopefully he hasn't done anything stupid. Then later on in the program, you were there.
What would he have done?
Hotel with the NWO. I need to ask what you were doing there. And then when you confronted Miss Elizabeth, what was on that piece of paper?
What was on that piece of paper?
You don't know me.
It's a cootie catcher. Elizabeth, do you still love me? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, we've been to hell and back 13 times. You don't know me. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Things are gonna get crazy. Things are gonna get nuts. Things are gonna get ballistic.
Ballistic.
Time bomb, Tony Schiavone, and I'm ticking away. And I'm gonna go off at Halloween.
I believe this was the Nitro where
am I gonna snap into a Slim Jim? But I'm gonna snap into
they did the shoot at the hotel, and like midway through the show, Eric Bischoff leaves Nitro and goes to the hotel where the NWO is at because the live shoot is completely falling apart. And like, I think his breaking point was Brian Knobbs was in the hotel with them, and at one point they cut from the arena to the hotel, and Nitro's and Sags or Knobbs is doing the Ace Ventura thing where you talk with your butt. Also, this is Chris Jericho's music, or his heel music. Look at this team.
I mean, you asked the questions that the whole world wants.
Yeah, he legit went to the hotel because, yeah, he was like losing his mind on air. But they were just fucking around and getting high.
You know, as far as you interview,
what a team. Brian asked, are there any Lady Haas Tongan women who could play the Monster Meg?
Once again, I think you failed me.
Only one I can think of is Lady Tapa. Barbarian's kid.
Oh, well, no, man, he power drives.
This is gonna be fun. Faces of Fear against a Big Ron Studd and John Tenta, who gets to be the little guy for once.
What a tag team match this should be. Two of the biggest against.
Yeah, if you go back and watch those NWO hotel segments, they're all fucked up. All those dudes. And they don't really make sense until after Bischoff leaves and drives across the street. John Tenta getting training, being the little guy in the group, before he would go and team with Giant Silva and Kurgan.
The most prestigious title in the world is around the waist of Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Dungeon of Doom explodes. The Yeti and the Shark. It's Barb and Ming. Yeah, these and they were on Quake's team, Survivor Series 90. Holy shit! Look at Ming go. And the NWO's most important member was pills, muscle relaxers.
These are big and bad. No question. There's John Tenta and Ming parried off there. Here comes Tenta.
Oh.
500+ pound frame into Ming.
His frame is 500 pounds?
Single-handedly, he's taking care of business right here.
Does he have that thing like Mark Henry where skeleton's really heavy? Like, I don't know if you all have heard, like, there was a doctor who did like a study on Mark Henry's bone density, and even if he lost all body fat, he would still be like 320 pounds.
They kind of slid that slid coupling.
Yeah, Ming on the John Tenta Dark Side of the Ring is lovely. They should do a Ming Dark Side of the Ring where he just giggles about all the times that he like hurt people in bars.
Apparently, is one thing, you know, and Kyle Petty sitting there. Kyle Petty, I gave Kyle his first job in wrestling and sitting there with the NWO talking about it.
Wait,
I wonder
what the fuck is Dusty talking about?
I gotta talk to Kyle.
I gave Kyle Petty his first job in wrestling sitting with the NWO?
I care about what's going on
what?
In WCW. Just like Mr. Bischoff talked about.
And we will hear
drama.
The statement from Eric Bischoff later on in this telecast. Here we go. Great double team. Faces of Fear. You talked about having their work cut out for them, not only here, but at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc against Chris Benoit and Steve Mongo McMichael.
Why would you kick John Tenta there? Yeah, Kyle Petty was in the hotel. I know Koji Katal tried to shoot on John Tenta. He tried to shoot on Ming. He's a fucking idiot.
Face of fear. We talk about this all the time too.
That's exactly how it would go, Brian. Then it says here a cop pepper sprayed you, and then you laughed. Yeah, you did.
I think these two guys are like his thugs too.
Yeah, Kyle drove the NWO NASCAR, but like, why would Dusty have been the one, like, canonically? Dusty wouldn't have been the one to get him the job. He probably did in real life, but why would Dusty stay that on TV?
John Tenta has taken this entire match here.
Oh, Ron Studd. He did a roll. He did the Robert Gibson roll. That ruled.
Yeah, just a big lumbering kid though, but you know, potential is there, but so big.
So now we're saying that John Studd is Ron Studd's dad. If it weren't for the fact, raise the roof, that Ron Studd would completely expose that the Giant wasn't 7-4, I'm surprised they didn't do Ron Studd versus the Giant as a remake of John Studd versus Andre. Makes sense.
And finally, the referee turns back in time to see a face of fear double team.
Oh shit! Not even a double side slam, double ankle slam. Wow.
A double belly to back suplex for the face of fear.
You know, Dusty. He got all of Ming on that one. Oh boy.
No, John Tenta makes
match is great.
Right there, and they've used clubbing. They have added to their arsenal.
They sure have, and that's
I love it when oh shit! I love it when giant men just have a regular wrestling match.
What was that? That's that mafia kick I've been looking for.
There it is. And here's the
Ming just casually holding the biggest man in the history of wrestling, or one of the biggest ones, on his shoulder. 1, 2, 3. And the motherfucker kicks out at 3-1. Come on. I love how, like, they had never done that version of the kick of fear, like hurling a guy up on Ming's shoulders so that Barbarian can nail him. And they decide, oh, you know who we need to try that with? This dude who's like 7'2".
Halloween Havoc right around the corner.
We have more action still to come, including the World Tag Team title later on 2 hours of Saturday night.
And then Ming just like holds him and carries him there like a bag of groceries. Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah, we don't have a good giant named Stud. Oh, awesome! If I pronounce that out loud, it might sound racist, so I'm just gonna say totally awesome. Hello, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, we got Eddie Guerrero coming up next. So at this point, Gene Okerlund was not with WCW. He left the company at the beginning of October. He had a contract dispute. He was not. He wanted a raise. They were like, "We need to cut your pay." So he was gone for a month. He wanted to try to go back to the WWF, and Vince was like, "Oh, I don't really have a spot for you, bud." So he took the pay cut. But then he got like even more of the hotline.
On this spectacular card. Now, fans, a reminder to you to enter the Slim Jim Snap to Win sweepstakes.
Big Bill should be Big Bill Stud. And he is a stud. Oiled up, hot.
Entries must be received by October 23rd, 1996. For more information, see in-store displays or send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen. What an event this will be.
Apparently people in Vermont and Washington did not need to send return postage.
The spacious, gorgeous
MGM Grand. Gee, I wonder if they're in business with the arena.
Direct TV by calling 1-800-347-3288 or Turner Premier for you satellite dish
Also,
owners.
this, like, within a couple of months would be Mark Merrow's music in the WWF.
Don't miss Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc as it comes your way in only 3 weeks from tomorrow night. That's 3 weeks now.
3 weeks, only 3 weeks.
It's available only on pay-per-view. It's WCW against the NWO at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc, Sunday, October 27th.
Bam, 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 now.
Spacious, luscious MGM Grand
The
Hotel.
luscious.
The Arena, what a place it is on this trip.
I think Tony wants to fuck the MGM Grand.
For Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Here we go. The Tampa Pipeline himself, Joe Gomez. We're about to see somebody fuck up some moves. That good match streak we have going, it's over. It's over with. Great head of hair on Joe Gomez, though. What a WCW Special Forces shirt?
Yeah, it's held by Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who claims to be a member of this New World Order. We're talking about with DiBiase, and we're talking about.
There we go. Joe Gomez and Eddie Guerrero. If Joe Gomez is ever going to have a good match,
no matter what way he did it,
this is it.
The giant. That makes him world champion.
Also, this continues the streak of WCW putting Joe Gomez against young Hispanic high flyers because they believed that since his name was Gomez, he knew Lucha, when in fact he did not.
He's got loose ends.
Hey, Tom McCartney, yes I am. This has been my night for a year and a half now.
That's my editorial. What do you call it?
Here's Eddie Guerrero.
Shawn Michaels wants me off this night. He's gonna have to give me money.
I can segue right into anything.
Well,
Eddie Guerrero and Joe Gomez to go one-on-one. Eddie to face Diamond Dallas. And a chance to get the Battle Bowl ring. A Battle Bowl ring that he
delicious, delicately fragrant, warm and moist MGM Grand Arena.
It's his ring.
That's how they should describe it when UFC runs them. Or do they even run the MGM Grand? I forget which arena they run in Vegas. Hey, B. Clark for Dark. We got plenty of show. You're here plenty of time. They do T-Mobile, okay. I know there's like 4 or 5 arenas there now. Yeah, I saw a minute or two of the beginning of NXT with Shawn and Triple H looking like Screech and Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell, the new class. Dude, elementary, B. Clark for Dark, I'm with you. Elementary school homework, as a parent, I hate it. It's so hard. I'm with you.
The next man in line, though, of course, is Dean
Look at how basic Eddie Guerrero is having to keep it with Joe Gomez. Oh. What's so hard about it is that they've switched how they do everything, especially math. There's like a whole new like way that you get to the answer, and you have to like show all the work. It's like so it's bad. You have to like deconstruct the problem.
You can come back and bite you like a rattlesnake.
No, you stick it. Yeah, all of Joe Gomez's conditioning goes straight to that beautiful head of hair.
This coming Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Macho Man and Ric Flair have been signed for the main event, one-on-one. Another match.
Look at that! He nailed the arm drag.
And in light of what the Macho Man has been doing, that's going to be a very interesting matchup coming up live this Monday on WCW Monday Nitro. Make sure you join us.
See, the thing is, Renegade and Joe Gomez were both the Lorenzo Lamases of WCW.
Live on TNT, 2 hours. I mean, that's
I believe Kevin Sullivan's belief as Booker was Renegade's cool, the TV show. What if there were 2 of them?
I'm worried about the Macho
Renegade
Man
and Renegade 2.
And what's going on? I wasn't before last Nitro and before your interview.
Great pickup that
Jungle
time
Jim
by
Steele
Eddie,
was pervert. Barefoot pervert. That's what he was.
I ain't talking about you at the Kiss concert the other night either. No, I'm talking about this thing right here.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone, longtime Kiss fan.
Joe Gomez, very good strategy applied here.
Although you look disturbed.
Yeah, you don't see these anymore because they've been exposed as being completely fake.
What were you doing
like
there?
So fake.
Holding onto the arm now, Joe Gomez.
Like the fakest hold.
Got a 1 count.
MMA has really eliminated a lot of holds.
Don't make up stuff like this on TV.
Like, why don't you just walk away? Yeah, see? Just push the leg away. Why were you standing in that hold for a minute? All you had to do was push his ankle away. Come on. Come on, Eduardo.
From the outside in.
That Senton is a thing of beauty. So many wrestlers try that thing, and nobody does it.
Eddie again goes into the ropes. Gomez with a nice.
That's all you can think of. You wrestle Eddie Guerrero, you can do any move in the world. It's like shitty clothesline. Like Gomez has lost here.
Joe Gomez has gained.
Eddie had to go back to like a standing waistlock because Joe Gomez had no idea where the match was going.
And a good standing switch as well. Eddie, of course, you have to realize that he thinks a lot about what Diamond Dallas has done, not only to him, but to his entire family, including Chavo Jr. That's on his mind. But Eddie is always a focused enough athlete to not let that.
Joe Gomez has grabbed a wrist lock down around the ankle. No, not the ankle, the elbow. Like he grabbed it like here.
Yeah, but focus is the key word.
Trying to give him like one of those rug
if you're
burns.
hooked like he was, I'm talking about Eddie Guerrero, you're thinking on ways to get out.
Oh.
Eddie over the top, ducking his Gomez, pick up. And Joe Gomez.
There has to have been somebody who's given up to a figure 4 reversal. The rollover, there has to be someone.
Right there. Wow, what did ever? And what a feather in the hat of Joe Gomez.
Sends Eddie in.
Oh, that was so messed up that it looked cool.
Boy, you got to put him away. Now you keep waiting.
Almost like he just did it and didn't tell Eddie he was going to do it.
There, I guarantee you, it might come back to haunt you, Joe Gomez.
There used to be this YouTube channel.
Give him up again. Third time.
It's like blockhead Australian dude, like MMA fighter, with like try like wrestling holds in MMA settings and be like, this is bullshit. But if you just modify it like this, it could work. I imagine that guy's been canceled for something, but that channel was fun. Yeah, those folks. That kid and his blind father. Very excited for Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, that's wild that Brett and Eddie never got to have a singles match in WCW. Brett had some weird singles matches in WCW. Like I'm almost positive Bret Hart wrestled Van Hammer.
And the Garden Arena. Don't forget the date and the time. Sunday.
Oh, there's a visual, so Tony gets to like be real horny about it
in
now.
Las Vegas at the MGM Grand.
What city are we in? I did not look that up. Somebody would like to.
Fans, before we talk to Nick Patrick this week, let's take
oh God, we gotta talk to Nick Patrick. Is that enough that we have to watch him? We have to talk to him. Ooh.
Comments from this past Monday on WCW Monday Nitro.
Oh, jump on him! Oh my goodness!
We're shooting lots of angles on Saturday night.
Hit him, baby! I'll pay the fine.
Hey, Teo Cham, welcome. Just a time to watch Nick Patrick get punched in the mush.
Well, this place has erupted into pure pandemonium here on Saturday night. It's Jackie Crockett, the cameraman.
Jackie Crockett. Oh, shit.
Macho Man attacks me, but I still come out here and I work hard. But I guarantee you, he hasn't heard the last of this because I am the law around here.
I am the law around here. I could referee with a neck brace on because I don't actually know how to do my job. I always talk with my hands like this. The Macho Man's a real homie. Punching Nick Patrick. His stupid goatee.
I'm sorry if the fans enjoyed that, but let's talk a little bit right now about what's going on in the world of sports.
Yeah, I'm with you, Teo Cham. Like, if you're gonna wear a neck brace as a referee, as a heel ref, put the bow tie around it.
Officials are boycotting baseball. I think that's a brilliant move.
Hey, Chip Sanity. I don't wish murder, but like,
what I'm doing right here tonight. I am calling
battery.
Randy Anderson and Mark Curtis. We need to boycott WCW unless they are going to stand behind us.
I'll boycott WCW. Then I don't have a thing.
Be a shock to the world because I am going to take control here and I'm going to bring Law and Order back to WCW and I'm going to do it by making this move.
That's
right here,
like
right
one
now.
of the all-time great first-time chats from Teroid, I believe is how you pronounce it. I've seen you pop up before on YouTube, so I apologize for not knowing exact pronunciation. But I said, he looks like he's going to help some rich dude bulldoze a rec center.
am setting down on Macho Man Randy Savage
Oh my gosh.
for putting his hands on me, and I am also pushing for him to be suspended.
I don't think this directly inspired the ref strike storyline, but I'm sure all the WWF refs were watching this at home like, why can't we cut promos?
Because if you'll notice, there was one announcer out here that stirred up
Yeah, Green Boy, Mean Gene had his contract expired, and they wanted to cut his pay, and he wanted a raise, so he just left for a month. And then when the WWF didn't want him, he took the pay cut. But then he got like a bigger cut of the hotline, so it all evened out.
All the things that occurred this past Monday in Nitro, Eric Bischoff.
Thank you, Chip Sanity. Yeah, this is a real wild one. And I'm with you guys. Nick Patrick's just not fun to watch.
Well, you know, Tony,
like Nick Patrick cutting a promo is like listening to your dad lecture you when you like break something. It makes you sad.
And they were emotional, and it's a true feeling of how we are. But now we got to get down to business.
Let's take you back to WCW Monday Nitro. It was wild this past Monday.
I want to make one thing very
I hope.
Was scheduled for an
There's Mike today.
I don't understand what's going on.
They didn't hire Mike Tenay for his acting skills.
And decide that we've got to pull together.
Like Mike Tenay was supposed to be the luchador expert, and he's out there having to act.
With some stiff competition.
Nick Patrick parked in the handicap parking spot.
You're flying off on your own. We're either going to win or lose as a cohesive unit. Understand this. Let me have this say. We're going to win or lose as a cohesive unit. She's a horseman. You're a horseman.
Yeah, Arn with the women was a way different dynamic. Like, there was zero sexual tension. They were just pals on a business mission.
What are you doing? You're supposed to have time off.
Like, most male-female pairings at this time was like, you're supposed to believe they're fucking, you know? But like, with Arn, if he came out with like woman, it was like, you knew they weren't. Arn was there to wrestle. Arn was horny for wrestling.
There's Liz watching once again. You can tell. Where's she going now? I have no idea.
Yeah, to hire Mike Tenay for the hilarious faces he makes when he's not talking.
Miss Elizabeth is leaving. She has her bag packed right now, and in her
Arn was 38 years old. I'm 37 right now. So, why is this the part we're showing, Joyce?
Let me explain it. No, it's not what you think it is.
Not what I think. It's not what I think it is. I'll tell you what I think it is. You did it again, didn't you?
So yeah, notice how they didn't actually show the NWO in the hotel. It's because all the segments were a mess.
Comes your way live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and only on TNT. The big main event that we've been talking a lot about this week.
Wow, they're still advertising main events for Nitro.
Plus, in action, Lex Luger. You'll also see the Steiner brothers, the Faces of Fear, and many others. This coming Monday.
Like, there was a point towards like they did this for like another year or so where they were advertising individual talent for Nitro. I remember there was one where it was like, Nitro this Monday, come watch Glacier and Mongo and Jim Powers. It's like, you guys don't know what you're doing Monday.
So much happened on WCW Monday Nitro. So many emotions.
All right, Stephen J. Neptune Man. Bischoff claimed in one of his shoots that at one point Hulk and Linda were actually trying to get Savage and Liz back together. I think Savage has said that before. Or he did say that, because he doesn't say it anymore.
No, and as we see on the past Nitro, she didn't go out either. See there?
Yeah, these two have a real fun dynamic. I wish Arn and Woman would have done more stuff together.
It's a no-show for Miss Elizabeth, and Arn Anderson very irate about it.
Yeah, once again.
Like, Arn might be one of the most, like, asexual wrestlers ever. Exactly, Brian. You know what's a great idea? Meddling with your coworkers' personal relationships. I'm sure Hogan was just like, oh, if they get back together, then... Holy shit! Big Steamboat, baby! Wow!
Part in the Horseman anew, the Horseman
Big Steamboat against Arn Anderson.
I one thing very upset about Elizabeth. We've seen her where sitting next
Rocket,
to Hulk Hogan
not.
with a contract in her hand and her ex-husband.
Yeah, Vic Steamboat, IWCCW legend, Vic Steamboat, wearing like Taka tights and little wrestling shoes.
Was that a movie contract? contract to become a part of the NWO.
Well,
Girl named Richard Blood.
We see that the Macho Man didn't take him long to see what was on the head of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know.
Because he picked it up and threw it down and couldn't believe what was on it. But
Put that hand back,
you
buddy.
got nothing accomplished talking to him.
Yeah, Vic Steamboat looks like a guy making his debut in a 4-way match at PWG. He looks like a GCW scramble guy. Like, he doesn't have real gear. I think I heard somebody say he is related to Ricky. Like, legit.
Anderson goes down again.
Like, it was believed for years that it was fake, and then, like, Ricky came out and said, no, he's really, like, my brother or my cousin or something.
And out goes Double A.
I tell you what, this young man, Vic Steamboat, got a lot of fire and a lot of agility.
Also, I love that it's Tony and Dusty on commentary, like the most Crockett-ass commentary team, and they're not acknowledging at all
that might not be like
the elephant in the room.
And sugar, but that's the way I see it. Don't be scared of who you face.
But he made a critical mistake there, Dreams.
That's all right.
And the mistake is learning. When you both go out of the ring, make sure you're the first one back in. And Arn Anderson,
yes, he is Ricky Steamboat's shoot brother.
Warning him.
Yeah, they're shoot brothers. His real name's Victor Blood.
Of the referees, Nick Patrick is talking to lawyers. Nick Patrick threatening announcers. That one announcer is
so yeah, Vic Blood.
And he takes credit for it. Who does he think he is?
So there are two wrestlers whose shoot name was Blood who did not use that name.
Arn Anderson, the enforcer, and I'm going to be talking to him at the
That's what I thought. I thought he was shoot brother of Ricky. The Blood Brothers. Holy shit! Why didn't they do that? That would have been such a great tag name, the Blood Brothers.
The case in point here too is everybody's met at somebody here lately. And
it's blowing my mind.
Has that mentality.
Ricky Steamboat's shoot brother is wrestling on Saturday night, and Shivani and Dusty are just like, whatever. Not acknowledging it. Yeah, Ricky Steamboat is almost as bad as marriage as Ric Flair. He's a horny little guy.
And Steamboat with the right hand. Backhand chops. Again.
God, his chops are so much shittier than his brother's.
Yeah, this young man seems to be in good shape. I guarantee you, every time he starts to make a little flurry.
Oh, took a good DDT though.
Accent right there. Oh man.
Shivan Haven, yes. Nick Patrick rocking the Tony Khan. Yeah.
Your winner is Arn Anderson, and I tell you, Arn Anderson means business. And Arn Anderson
Four of us.
to battle, and that should be a very heated one-on-one confrontation at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
And not a fast count, because this is the point where they weren't quite sure if he was an NWO ref or a heel ref.
Of trying to keep Arn Anderson under control, but too much power.
Yeah, no, Ricky's completely out of wrestling at this point. So they could have been like, hey, this is Ricky Steamboat's brother. No big deal.
Tony, take it away with Double A.
I recently found out Ricky Steamboat tried to sue Ultimo Dragon for the name Dragon.
And I tell you, Arn Anderson, I know you are as bitter toward Lex Luger as anyone
in like
I've ever seen
98.
in your career. And coming up, you'll finally get to settle the score at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Exactly. No, you stick it. He could have been either an NWO ref or a heel ref, but it was just a shitty ref.
Lying within. Luger, that pumped up, ripped up, jacked up body of yours.
I love all the synonyms wrestlers would use when they really wanted to call someone a steroid freak.
No guts.
Pumped up, jacked up.
And no soul. I told you at War Games they were going to have to kill me. I'd never say I quit. But you said those words, and it made me want to puke.
Yeah, I still need to check out that Omni show they put up on WWE Vault YouTube channel.
Coward crawled to the other side of the cage, and at the top of your lungs said, I give. So now
I'm just glad they decided not to do any more live streams of Saturday nights. Almost like they know that somebody's the king.
Just like that. So I'm going to
that being Arn Anderson.
Horseman's revenge on
nobody.
You at Halloween Havoc. you and I meet.
Oh yeah, the card looks really good. Brad and Brad Armstrong and
Look
Arn.
for those pics at me, because I'm going to take your head off.
We'll be right back, fans.
Oh, this is uncomfortable.
Hotline fans, today on the WCW Hotline,
Jump scare Lee Marshall.
Today has the story on two major WCW superstars who are at the crossroads of their careers. These two former world heavyweight champions may have a
What is like
future at WCW.
This is so much
circulating. They may not be around much longer. To find out the inside info on these stars, call Mike today, right now on the WCW.
Yeah, Tenay was doing the Saturday Hotlines when Gene was gone. Also, why isn't Mike Tenay doing this?
Kids, get your parents' permission, but call now.
Lee Marshall, you know what? Who Lee Marshall reminded me of there? Any of you, if any of you are like old school Conan O'Brien fans, very Joel Goddard. Like I'm expecting him to talk about like his Chinese houseboy or like being sad and wanting to hang a noose from his booth.
The Horseman, Benoit McMichael dream.
Yeah, the two newest, if you will.
Yes, yeah. Joel Goddard, Conan's announcer. The bit was that he lived in the sound booth. It's Mango, baby. Hell yeah. Love it. That guy loves the Horseman. This is.
And all Mongo McMichael needs is a little more fine tuning and tuning.
Here comes that well-endowed lesbian, Steve Mongo McMichael.
And in the middle. I mean, I'm talking
along with a literal murderer.
But debutantes sometimes have evil inside their hearts. Have we seen them devilish women that run around with, well, now Elizabeth, we don't know, but woman and them all running around together. But a debutante.
It's just wild.
No question about it. You're talking
I dated a debutante one time.
Did you really? Deborah McMichael.
Who is this going to be? The woman didn't come out with Chris here. They hadn't quite gone in that direction. The Rock and Roll Express, who apparently brought their own gimmick shirts, their own merch shirts to the building.
As we head on to WCW's Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc live at the
This is the most generic music possible. I love it. Mongo McMichael's going to work spots with Robert Gibson. So good.
With WCW. And really they made it NWO and WCW, but really what it is for the most prestigious title in sports today, the WCW World Heavyweight title, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Las Vegas, the City of Lights? Isn't that Jerusalem?
Deborah McMichael.
Yeah, you keep a gawking and a pointing, you know?
I tell you, she is a fine lady. She really is. She's a little devilish.
Paris, okay. I'm stupid.
A little devilish, but she's a nice lady. I like her a lot.
I'm not a smart person.
Really do. End of story, okay?
Well, this is WCW right here. WCW ain't Sting versus Ric Flair. WCW ain't, you know, big NWO angles. Or, you know, Goldberg beating Hogan at Georgia Dome. This is WCW, where a member of the '85 Chicago Bears can team up with a child murderer to face the Rock and Roll Express. That is WCW. Granted, there was only one child murderer, to the best of my knowledge.
Of athletes that they have in that unit. So I'm sure the Taskmaster with the Dungeon and Doom are watching this situation here.
Wait, there's a boxing announcer on Spike that made the same mistake as Dusty. Imagine Dusty calling boxing. Imagine Dusty saying pugilism.
Side headlock into the ropes they go. McMichael hits the ropes.
Oh, you didn't have the video on. I would love to know what murderer you thought I was referring to.
I tell you, Rock and Roll Express.
Eric Melendez.
Right here, and they know how, because they can beat anybody anytime.
Thank you for the tip, by the way, Jonathan Mayer. Again, you're everyone's friend, mine included.
And really tearing this guy down.
Not that Tom Green, PayPal, and
right now,
Venmo.
Double team, both of them got him.
I mean, it could have been Jimmy Snuka, true. Dusty Rhodes actually absolutely would say pugilism. I agree, TK.
Looking like a wild man.
Steve McMichael with the
pugilism
jaw sticking out, really angry now, and boy, he's having a good time with the fans as well. He is a determined athlete, and And we saw earlier the face
I love how Tony was like, he's a determined athlete, right after saying Steve McMichael looks to fuck with the fans during his matches.
Yeah, but I want to say one thing, though. You know what he needs most of all? I'm talking about McMichael's ring time. See what he was doing right there? Chris Benoit was smart enough.
Ricky Morton's like, I get bad vibes from this guy.
They the plan to start this match, and that's the way to cut it off right there. And that's what McMichael needs. That's all he needs with the talent he has. I'm not talking about his attitude. I'm talking about his talent. His ring time. Being able to move in
like Benoit and Morton's kind of a random match too.
And here's Mr. Intensity, Chris Benoit. Together as a group, all four horsemen.
Yeah, Mongo needed ring time against guys like Ricky and Robert.
And a fine tag team, top contenders to the world tag team title. Any pair of the horsemen. There has been
also, why is Deborah standing in a neutral corner?
Presses the shoulders and gets a 2 count that time.
Like, y'all see that. Like, she's not standing in the horseman corner. She just went to the other side of the ring. Why is she all the way over there?
I mean, we went ahead Monday night and say, hey,
like, were they already having marital problems?
Hey, here's your own car with your name on it. Well, it should never have come to that, Tony Schiavone.
Right hand.
Yeah, I saw that Kane finally won the feud against Pete Rose this week. Where's Jim Cornette at this time? Jim Cornette's managing in the WWF. Kent Cornette managing Vader, and I think he had just lost Owen and Bulldog to Clarence Mason.
Great teamwork. Look at McMichael. Wants to do things his own way.
How many hits does Kane have?
That's the way he did it in the NFL.
I mean, on the radio, none.
3-point stance. Oh my goodness!
That could break your knee right
there. Took the knee right out of him.
Yeah, that could break your knees and really make your
liver quiver.
Ricky Martin having a hard time getting up.
McMichael down again. 3-point stance. Look at this.
Also in baseball. Well, maybe he played in high school ball. Kid that big, every team's gonna want him.
You know what's a pitiful sight? Is that Nick Patrick with that neck brace on? Ah, feels so sorry for him.
Yeah, so do I. Double team here.
Also, like, let's say wrestling's a real sport for a second. Why are they allowing a referee in a neck brace to work matches?
Benoit goes down.
You know, both
like if you have a neck injury in like Major League Baseball, you're not out there in a neck brace and catcher's
but he's able maybe to get a tag in. I think he did, Don.
And it's Robert Gibson in. Robert Gibson nailed Benoit. Now is taking care of McMichael.
Exactly. Referees are getting knocked down like every other match. Like,
well, there you go. Wow,
seems like an insurance liability. Also, Chris Benoit being Chris Benoit, he's like, I'm going to land on my head doing this DDT that nobody will ever remember. The refs union his ass.
Well, who is the legal man?
He is the legal man. Nick
now, what
Patrick.
is this mess right here? That's your girl. That's your girl right there.
Like, did he rub a booger on it? Is that why she just threw it?
I didn't see her hit him with the case. I saw McMichael, and I'm not going to defend her anyway.
She passed the Halliburton briefcase in.
Was the Halliburton like covered in oil?
Winners, the Horsemen, Benoit and McMichael. And
I'd love to know what like Benoit and McMichael talked about away from the ring. Like when they're just hanging out, eating breakfast in the hotel. That's not hot. Also, why was this the theme song for Halloween Havoc?
The setting for Slim
You'd
Jim's
think it would be something
Halloween
like
Havoc,
spooky.
the MGM Grand and the Garden Arena. Be sure to join us.
How much
Sunday,
was
October
the MGM
27th
Grand
for
paying?
Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. Tickets in Las Vegas at
Hey,
the
Cecil,
Garden
I think I
Arena
caught
box
that,
office and
yeah.
all Ticketmaster locations.
Yeah, Tony and Dusty are just having fun. Being silly boys.
We look forward to being
Here we go, Dean
Grand
Malenko.
at the MGM Grand Garden Arena for this
Carrying
big
his,
event.
his
Here we go.
opponent's
Some more
outfit.
great WCW wrestling action. Dean Malenko, the former Cruiserweight champ, will face one of the top contenders for that Cruiserweight belt, JL. And Dean Malenko, a week ago,
JL.
we talked about it.
Iceman.
Dean Malenko stole the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr., and there he's got it with him right now.
Like, it looks like he's holding Ray's underwear. Like, you have to get real close to see the eye holes, otherwise it just looks like, hey, I was in Rey Mysterio's thong drawer, everybody.
Scraping the coat over his head.
Well, look at this look for JL.
Mexico means so much to this young man here. And I guess what Dean Malenko is saying, you got something I want.
Couldn't even get a Chiron.
And I got something
Couldn't even get his name on the screen.
It shouldn't be the case, but
JL stands for just losing. Yes, Dean Malenko versus Jerry Lynn. Mr. JL, who he's doing that weird thing I don't like. That guys with long tights do sometimes, where they pull the tights over the boots at the bottom. Like it just looks sloppy. All right, Steven J. Neptune Man. This week in history, October the 5th, 96, the Orioles beat the Cleveland Indians 4-3 in 4 innings to win the American League Division Series 3 game. Or series, they're 3 games to 1 rather. The Yankees beat the Rangers 6-4 to win the other American League Division Series game. Series 3-1. The Cardinals beat the Padres 7-5 to sweep their National League Series, and the Braves beat the Dodgers 5-2 to also sweep their National League Division Series. Yeah, Dean Malenko and Jimmy Hart was a thing for like 3 or 4 weeks. Jimmy Hart was like paying him on the side.
He is not. Fans boo him, and he really is. Here's a pickup.
That's a good point, Brian. Yeah, maybe the tights say Jerry Lynn, or the boots say Jerry Lynn on them. Like Jerry Lynn's boots. As I drop my phone.
You're right. That's right.
That way nobody stole his boots.
You know what I mean?
John Tinta's not walking out wearing Jerry Lynn's boots.
They boo the Cowboys, who are the greatest. They boo Dean Malenko, who is one of the greatest. And people are that's just like second nature to them. To boo for people that are successful. And that's okay. But Dean Malenko, it don't matter.
Hey, what's that?
He don't care one way or the other. Because he's steady to the course. And the course to him.
Randy Anderson finally gets to referee a match tonight.
Up on top. Leg drop along the head. Here's the cover.
Also on this day in history, Cecil Nix was defeated by Penelope Ford in 2019. Landmark match.
That he, in fact, but maybe because of arrogance, maybe because of a statement he wanted to make or determination, allowed.
And to tie it all together, Penelope was also wearing Jerry Lynn's boots.
Thus, it cost him, and Mysterio has thus secured the title and held on to it for a pretty good period of time.
You know, when I think about matchups with Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio Jr., I believe I said this, and I caught some flack from it, and I don't know whether the NWO, he's about to break his leg, whether it was the NWO
Very
or not.
Casually, Dusty's like, he's about to break his leg.
Yuppie-looking kid that they got running around with the NWO now, number 6. What is his name, number 6? His name is 6.
Did he just call 6 a yuppie-looking kid?
Let's just go ahead and get this thing on.
Does Dusty know what a yuppie is?
Besides running around with a, headband on, those stringly hair hanging out.
Up on top, and drop kick.
There we go.
1, 2, no, and JL was very
I shouldn't say nothing about anybody's appearance, me being a picture of health all the time as I am anyway.
Oh, Dusty.
Standing switch, trying to backslide.
Oh, Dusty, or Jerry's wearing shoes. Okay, I couldn't even. See, it looked like he had the tights pulled down over boots. It still looks weird. I'm not a fan.
My goodness, Dean Malenko so quick. He hauled off that time and just knocked him right smack dab on his back.
Hey, WCW forgot about Jerry Lynn too.
Trying to get him up now.
Actually, he was wrestling as both JL and Jerry Lynn at the same time.
Going to put one of them 1,000 holes on him. Double underarm hook.
Into a power bomb.
Lazy man tiger driver. There we go.
Wow, he got him hooked in good. Sitting down real tight.
Come on.
Call this one over too.
Even Dean Malenko will throw it. Come on. Every now and again.
You're going to talk to him today.
I'm going to go over right now and talk to Dean Malenko to discuss.
Sometimes I like to picture Dean Malenko playing like the drum part.
And you can better believe he wants Dean does that Cruiserweight Championship.
You see that, come and get it. I'll tell you what, fans, this is the premier matchup. Not only as we talk about Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, Slim Jim Halloween Havoc, WCW.
Like, imagine if JL changed his whole color scheme because he thought, oh, I'm a superhero looking guy. Maybe I could team with Glacier. Like if JL got brought into Blood Runs Cold.
And Dean Malenko standing by right now.
Cecil, oh man, they got the power lifter from Aliens to do the screen transition.
Let's bring him in, the former Cruiserweight champion Dean Malenko. In his efforts to get the Cruiserweight title back, he has seemed to acquire a trophy. I know you know what that means to Rey Mysterio, and I'm sure you heard the comments from the Cruiserweight champ.
He's trying to figure out, how do I hold this thing?
And I know he's ready for you coming up.
He just keeps like turning it and twisting it.
I know, and WCW knows, and I know Rey Mysterio knows what this means to you, Rey. Just like what that belt means to Dean Malenko. Now, the reason I have this in my hand is to let you know.
Because I'm a pervert.
Meeting at Halloween Havoc in Las Vegas at the MGM.
I'm a mask
what it
queen.
Feels like to be
I'm gonna sell this at conventions.
That means the world to you.
That's a good point, Dr. Liam. Also, hello. You'd think the Iceman would be associated with Glacier
somehow. You got what
somehow.
I want. Let's get it on. I'm gonna get that belt back. That's a promise.
Gonna be a tremendous Cruiserweight bout coming up. The Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc and more Saturday night after this timeout.
Dean looking at his hand like, is this the right mask?
WCW Saturday night continues, and Dream, I want to say something here about.
I wear this thing when I'm dancing with Chippendales. Not on my face, though.
Earlier in this telecast,
there we go. The other half of the Lorenzo Lamas Boy Club. The Renegade. This is no longer Ultimate, no longer a warrior. He's just a stud. The perv man, Dean Malenko. He's really creepy there. Yeah, woo! I got long hair.
And I think Arn Anderson is way off base in his accusations here.
Well, I think
plain Rick.
Go along with what you said.
You ain't a renegade. You're just plain Rick.
You know what I'm talking about. Too many people accusing people of not doing what was done.
Oh, Renegade and Lex Luger
was absolutely right, and the enforcer needs to get over it. But that battle is right here on the horizon.
What utterly weird matches for Renegade and Joe Gomez as a team. Gomez wrestles Eddie Guerrero. Renegade wrestles Lex Luger. I think Renegade's supposed to be a babyface at this point.
He's ready to go. Still concerned, giving space, if you will, to the man they call Sting. And
I love Lex, but he could not have looked sadder to be high-fiving all those people.
And say, hey, okay, it's been done. Apologize. Come on back and get in the fold.
Lex Luger, the total package, and we'll have a chance to chat with him in this telecast as well as he prepares for Arn Anderson.
A lot of ponytails in this show.
Between these two men.
So many
know each other.
ponytails.
They've wrestled many times in the past, but this one different meaning because of, as you said, the finger pointing, the accusations, and just the lack of regard, really, that Arn Anderson has for the total package Lex Luger.
History will tell you that Lex Luger was one of the horsemen way back. Not way back, but you know what I mean?
Oh, yes,
he was a member of
the term telecast made TV shows sound so much more important. Now they're just content.
But also
Daredevil, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you bringing the soda and the crackers.
Possesses. I don't see anybody anywhere in the world of sports that is in the condition that he has got himself into right now. I'm talking about physically. Mentally now, a little bit disturbed. With the
I'm talking about physically. Lex Luger, kind of a head case. He needs therapy. I will not endorse him mentally.
Lex Luger will be at Nitro this coming Monday, live at 8 o'clock.
Emotionally, Luger ain't all there.
As well as
but physically, great shape.
Faces of Fear, the Horsemen will be there. Harlem Heat, plus the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Macho Man Randy Savage in that big main event. And we are now just 3 weeks out from WCW's.
Weren't quite sure what they were going to do there, but hey, they got it back on track.
Arena in Las Vegas. Look at Renegade, if you will. Getting some offense moving against Luger. Sending Luger in. He sidestepped in there.
Look at Luger.
Yeah, I don't want to roll up here. I want to see him rack him up. I mean,
Dusty's like, I don't want to see one of those shitty roll-up finishes. Lex has got to squash him convincingly.
But I guarantee you one thing, he's doing very well. A lot better than I thought he would be doing right here against one Lex Luger. The total package.
I love Dusty. He'll just straight up say, this Renegade guy's a loser. How is he getting in any offense on Lex Luger? Say it outright.
And the Renegade back to the attack one more time. Luger has a lot weighing on his mind. The very close friend of Sting, as we've discussed. Sting in his hiatus, I guess, or his free agency, just staying in the middle, staying away from everybody here.
Oh, he hit him with the plate.
Luger come
The
off
plate in the arm. Match over. Match over.
Didn't get him. Only got a 2 count.
No, but he's got him pretty well.
I believe I didn't get a good look. Yep, that is Brian Hildebrandt. Mark Curtis, the referee. Yes, Tail.
Right here on TBS.
Yeah, Renegade's such a unique gimmick. So much that there's 2 of them. Him and Joe Gomez. And they're our team.
Lex Luger, and another knee lift that time. The Renegade.
Look at him.
Going to climb the
Look at old Rick.
here. And Luger meets it.
Just hits him right in the nuts.
And sends him in. He's going for it.
Yeah. This statement
What
needs
if,
to be made. NWO
like when Luger
needs
goes
to
for
be
the
looking.
rack, like he has like a muscle cramp and he accidentally does like this, and then like angels swoop in and like pick up Renegade and like throw him down. Angels in the squared circle.
Luger is awesome.
Why were that's a good point. No, you stick it. I haven't thought about that. Mark Curtis, Nick Patrick, Mickey J.
You need to go. I know you need to
All
go out of here.
first names.
One thing about Luger is that opportunity right now for him and Ian Anderson are coming up once again at Slim Jim's Halloween
Luger
Havoc.
versus
But Tony,
God.
hey, Tony, ask him one more time about seeing if you get an opportunity. Tony Schiavone standing by with the total package. Let Luger.
Look at that. That's what happens when you don't eat anything
Let's bring him
fun.
in. The total package. Lex Luger coming up in 3 weeks of Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. He and Arn Anderson one-on-one. Arn Anderson said earlier in this telecast that you had quit at Fall Brawl. I know that was not the case. I know it was a case of blacking
And to
out
think
the pain.
someday
You
this
never
man
said
would
I
go
quit.
on to
And then last week he talked
tweet about
Sting,
all the
giving the man some
blessings
distance. It's
that
been a
Mother
week now.
Nature
Have you talked
has
to him? What's
provided
going on
while
with this man
posting
we
a
now call the
picture
Lone
of
Wolf?
the Windows
Tony.
XP background.
There's a stinger. I've called him numerous times in the past week.
Dude, the match is over. You can take the wrist tape off.
Saying time heals all wounds.
Like,
let's hope that's
you're,
the case.
you're good.
Now, as
You don't need wrist tape
away,
for the interview.
Arn Anderson goes. And
It
Halloween
falls off,
Havoc,
oh well.
You can lie to everybody in this building right now. You can lie. They're out there on national TV. Most of all, you can lie to yourself. Wherever it takes, AA, to get up for this
Shivani
match.
is trying to
You
keep
think
his
it's all
distance
show and no go.
because
I've
Lex is
wrestled
so
for 10
sweaty and
long years,
oiled,
and I've been beaten some,
and he doesn't want to get that shit on his suit.
I've never, ever uttered the words, I quit.
That's right, Lex is
Now,
definitely a
Halloween
straight
Havoc,
up skeleton.
You tell yourself,
All-time great episode of Thunder.
frame of mind that you said
Yeah,
you
this
were
set,
in,
this
and
is
you
a classic
bragged about
set.
That you would never quit. Because Arn Anderson, I'm coming at you in Halloween Havoc as the total package, full throttle, wide open, and I'm not just out.
Full
to
throttle,
beat you.
wide open?
I'm out
I've
to
seen
hurt
that
you.
movie.
I'm out to take you out.
We'll be back on Saturday night.
I've never uttered the words "I quit." You stick it said, "You just did, Lexorcist."
Like the NWO, you're either
Oh.
with us or against us.
OG
gotta be
NWO
wearing the
shirt.
Official T-shirt.
Buy this shirt.
The NWO T-shirt for just $20 plus $5.95.
One cool thing they did do for the NWO merch, they did set up
All proceeds go to
a
the Ric Flair Retirement Fund.
like a separate PO box in a different state to make it look like it was another company.
Earlier from the Macho Man Randy Savage, a man prepared to do battle against Hollywood Hulk Hogan at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. Here's
You think
a
these
close
kids
look
went
at
to
the man who
school
can get us
Monday?
out of the ring.
Hey,
The
I
former
waved on
champ, the Macho
TV.
Man.
Bow, bow, bow. I'd say probably half dozen of those kids are like indie wrestlers now. That's probably like half the Georgia indie scene. Oh goodness, I just saw the typo. I certainly hope they're not. We need a video package to establish who the Macho Man is. If we didn't know. Hogan double legs, but Randy pulls guard. I would love to have seen Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan do like a straight up shoot style match.
WCW Saturday night continues. Tony Schiavone.
Here we go. Check it off, Jonathan. We got an Armstrong. It's Brad.
Ric Flair and the Macho Man Randy Savage. And
USA.
And I don't know, Savage.
I think Nitro ended with Randy Savage getting beat up by the NWO like 2 times.
Well,
you're going to be jumping into one on
Monday night. I cannot tell you how big a matchup this is.
Yeah, all of a sudden the audio is just like
but with
shit.
what's going on at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc here at WCW with a big boy.
Wow. One of my favorites as a child, Mark Starr.
Anything could happen.
Brad might get to win this one.
We're talking one Brad Armstrong. What an athlete here at WCW with the big boys play. Mark
That's
Starr,
right, Steve J. Neptune Man. Randy Savage's deal was coming up. And there was like speculation he was going to go to the WWF after Halloween Havoc because he's gone for a couple months. And he comes back and he's kind of like a weird free agent staying. And then he just joins the NWO. Yeah, could you imagine Bill Kazmaier like his last night in WCW? He's like, Brad, we've had such good times together. You can have my jacket. And then Brad just wears it forever.
Yeah, he's as good as he comes.
It's funny because Mike Awesome and Mark Starr came up together on the Florida Indies around the same time. They put the fork in the road. One of them went on to be Mike Awesome, the other one Mark Starr. They were pretty much the same guy for a little bit.
He can't afford to lose, and Mark Starr needs this victory to move on up the ladder. I guarantee, hey, this arena starting just
somebody's coming out. Maybe nobody wins.
Disturbance here in the stands. Oh my goodness! Would you look?
Who is it?
Can we get our camera over here?
What's going on?
Who is this?
Ted DiBiase.
What?
Oh yeah, and that's Vincent.
Why?
That's Vincent.
Vincent, his bodyguard at the NWO. He's arrived. He's got a microphone.
What?
Wow.
What?
I guess he wants to make some sort of statement.
Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and talk about it.
All right.
Should we let him make a statement?
Well, let's go on with it.
Also, if the NWO is not part of WCW, how did he get a microphone that works with the PA system?
It's going to show up. There's Chief Executive Officer of the NWO. I'm here to talk a little business tonight.
It's funny that like DiBiase was set up to be like the money guy and the corporate guy in the NWO. What the fuck's going on? And then like 3 weeks later, Bischoff's like, nope, I'm the rich, I'm the money guy. And then DiBiase's just standing there for 6 months. Gonna challenge Mark Starr to bounce a basketball.
Why? Because right before War Games, we made some demands.
Does he know a match is going on?
And if those
Dusty's just making fun of his own show. Hey, Brad Armstrong won.
We demand our own security.
Yeah, Brad, we'll let you win a match, but
we demanded our own limousine.
gotta have somebody that's over do a promo during it.
Our own segment on a WCW event. Eventually our own show. So I stand here protected by the bylaws of the WCW.
Well, he's right about that.
That Vincent's name? The bylaws?
We took over Monday Nitro. We got some TNT, but you know what? I'm telling you right now, what we want a little bit of what Dusty Rhodes calls the Mothership. We want a little bit of TBS. So I'm here to tell you right now, next Saturday night on not WCW Saturday night, on NWO.
He has no idea what show he's on.
You're gonna see.
Cecil, the day kayfabe died for me was December 17th, 2016, when I saw Ted DiBiase put 2 slices of pizza in his Ziploc baggie to take back to his hotel room for later. Listen, the $1 Million Man didn't keep his $1 million by spending it. Yeah, he might have bought a cape and fancy belt.
I'm talking about
he didn't spend money on food on the road.
The Outsiders.
I have no idea what's. I think Saturday Night wasn't drawing too much lower viewership number than Nitro.
Saturday night. And whether you like us or not,
I believe he scammed a bunch of
there's
people.
nothing you can do about it. And you better get used to it because we're here to stay.
Well, it's great to be in America with free speech, isn't it?
Well, you're not kidding.
I'm telling you.
And also, if you're on welfare, guess what? You're not getting paid this month.
In our main event,
I had to build a quote-unquote church.
Saturday night, we were all very shocked when the NWO entered a car in the Busch Grand National Series. Equally as shocked when the NWO announced.
I was gonna say, we were shocked when the NWO all got in one rental car.
Then we saw this on Nitro. We want to get a Sting.
Yeah, this is a company that was very self-conscious about its southern image.
As you know, the Busch Grand National car, sponsored by WCW, has been burning up the tracks all year in the Busch Grand National Series. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you a change. It is no longer the WCW Motorsports car.
Why is Tony talking it up? Oh, it's the Sting car. It's the NWO car, and it's gonna be so much better. Booms David, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you bringing the flat soda and still crap. How should you stylize the NWO? I mean, however you want. A lot of people. I mean, if you want to do lowercase n, big W, little O, go ahead. So yeah, these are the hotel segments that Bischoff got mad at.
You drive for us. We made the deal, right, brother? Hey, welcome aboard, bro.
Saw me on TV a couple weeks ago.
Like, where do you get a shirt like the Giant has in his
They
size?
said the WCW car's been out there. I didn't even know the WCW had a car.
Yeah, that's literally all you. There were like 20 minutes of those segments on Nitro, and that's as much as they're gonna air on Saturday night because they were such a disaster.
Maybe a fourth of the races that is daddy, won, then maybe he can talk about what kind of.
Here we go. Harlem Heat, Sister Sherry.
And I've got to go back and comment on that situation. Now, what kind of matchup will that be? With,
Yeah, that Sting car was hideous.
NWO guys,
Oh, Colonel Parker's with them. That's right, because at this point, Sherry and Parker were together.
Yes, I will agree with one thing.
That weird 2-year storyline where they could never keep it straight if Sherry and Parker were actually in love. Booker T with his breathe right strip. Hey, of course that guy's booing out Harlem Heat.
Getting their own segment and eventually their own television program. We're just fans. The only thing I can
Is that old guy that was like doing one of like wiping the crusties out of his mouth?
The NWO's
Like, right, need a camera.
We know will be something. We know will be a tag team match.
But with who? And we don't know that because we didn't say. Maybe on TNT, when we talking about on
that guy's booing Harlem Heat but cheering Colonel Parker.
Coming at you, we talking Flair Savage
Like
matchup,
milking
but
a
maybe
cow.
finding out more about the NWA. Expect anything on Monday night.
There's just a random cop standing by the entrance.
I'll tell you what, these guys right here ain't 100%. You know what I mean? They've taken some beats.
There we go. Public Enemy.
The knee of Johnny Grimes, the left knee.
Yeah.
He is not 100%.
But they brought their plunder.
But they bought their plunder. Brought. What did I say?
Read my lips.
So I love how earlier I was like, yeah, WCW crowds loved anything. They were great. They like things that are good. And then Public Enemy comes out. It's just two people kind
What
of.
do you call himself? The executive.
The CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
And then you got that guy laughing, openly laughing
Chief of Thugs.
at the baby faces. So of course they give him a tight
The
shot.
World Tag Team Champions, Rocco Rock, Johnny Grimes.
It's the South Philly Posse. Yeah, everybody remembers their XWF run. Of course, Sam, right? Yes.
What a big matchup here.
Ooh, fancy crane
Saturday night
shot.
Right here on TBS.
Yeah, this was like the 2-week period where Public Enemy were the tag team.
For the tag team belts after this time out on TBS.
Out of here.
All right, back on WCW.
Of course, Nick Patrick. Like, why? If wrestling were real,
I want to let you fans know, very important matchup.
this is a championship match. It is the main event of your television show, your big nationally broadcast television show. And the official in charge
If Public Enemy retains the belts, they'll go on
has a neck injury and is wearing a neck brace.
understand there is not going to be another title
How
match
negligent
in October
is WCW as a company?
This is the one. Really to determine who goes on.
Yes, the young hip Rocco Rock, as Dr. Liam says, 43 years old.
Chairman of the board, Ted DiBiase, chairman of Thugs, if you will, and now then.
Chairman of Thugs. That's a pretty badass nickname.
I said it as they came out, and that
somebody should use that now. The Chairman of Thugs.
But Public Enemy not at 100%.
No question about it. Here's Johnny Grunge in the back elbow. And Johnny Grunge and
like imagine if this is real. Imagine being the other refs in the back.
And that ain't no excuse.
Being told, yeah, you aren't nearly as good of a choice for this championship match as the guy who cannot get up and down without grabbing his neck in pain.
They're going for the knee. Look at that. Kicked it right out from underneath him.
Well, that game
oh, he almost said kicked his leg out from under his leg.
Out there and you almost got a cast on your leg. That game plan, kudos off, if you will, to Public Enemy. But bottom line, Harlem Heat, they know how to do it, when to do it, and where to do it, and who to do it to. And that's what they're trying to do right here on Saturday night.
A roll-up, Johnny Grunge. One count only.
Oh. Caught him again.
Well, Nick.
C. Parker
dude, I have also been watching ECW from like 94, 95, and it is very funny. Paul trying to sell Southern ass Johnny Grunge and middle-aged Ted Petty as like these tough-ass street dudes.
Certainly a dominant tag team.
And like Johnny Grunge,
in WCW,
big old country boy out there wearing like braids in his hair.
And of course, Public Enemy realizes what happens and what's going on when you have to face him. We've got another disturbance going on here.
Yeah.
The NWO's Ted DiBiase was here. We saw him and heard from him earlier. We know what's in store for us, I guess, in a way next week. And now the attention from the ring is turned to the arena here. And
wow, all the stars are here. Hall, Nash, Giant.
Along with Hall and Nash.
Wow.
The NWO is here in the stands, and I don't know if they're going to attack the ring or not.
Well, you know,
Stevie Ray so wanted to cuss there. Could tell. Oh, hey, there's Waltman too. All the boys are there. But again, why can't we get these guys better seats?
Well, that is true. Fans need to understand that. The rules laid out so you can do this,
like,
you can have this.
Have them like come out on the
floor. And they are
floor.
holding us up on that situation right there. But by all means and rights, from what happened at Wall Games,
like DiBiase's just off in the upper bowl.
And you see them in a situation here to where they are just, you know, they
like you can barely see where the NWO is because there's like all those fans surrounding them.
The winner of this match, as a matter of fact, right now it's Public Enemy.
Also, Johnny Grunge just straight up got kicked in the mouth there, and nobody looked because they're all paying attention to the NWO. Yeah, I get they had to sneak in, but like they're like it would have been easier to sneak in like where there would have been 4 seats. I would have meant, or like on the floor, not even 4 seats. Like,
has arrived, and yeah, it's not unusual to come and scout somebody. It's unusual to come and try to take over something like they have.
Also,
in the past.
because every fan is standing, you cannot see shit from hard cam.
You hear me? Are you here?
Yes, I'm just.
You know what I mean? So I see that. But anything else they do, you know.
Yeah, that would suck. Having a like, sitting through a show and then the main event comes and Paul White just stands in like in front of you the whole match.
On Saturday night,
Johnny Grunge, and look at the great double teamwork. Rocco Rock right hand. Down go both members of Harlem Heat. Rocco Rock taking charge of the ring, and the World Tag Team Champs right now on a roll.
Well, the right man is in there because he is a fresher, and maybe he can flip.
It's like tag team wrestling, but way slower. Also, Rocco almost landed on his head there.
But Rocco Rock's not finished yet either.
What the fuck was that?
Try to drive him out.
How do you even call it? I'm just gonna jump right in.
I have no idea. Scoop. Trying to scoop, slam him down, he did, and that's a big man Stevie Ray to pick up. Parker.
I thought Colonel Parker had a gun.
The table. What's he gonna do with the table?
It looked like he was polishing a gun ringside.
It could be over. Sherry's up on the apron.
Nick Patrick need to turn around.
Parker He's got that leg.
Okay, I like that. That's a fun. That's a fun bit of interference. It's like hold a guy up with your cane.
There's confusion reigning here.
Just hook him.
This is sad. This is sad right here.
Right across the knee.
This is no good.
This is a fucking mess.
Foul play.
Is what this is.
2, 3.
Wow, title change.
Wow.
They have regained the belts.
Wow, title change on Saturday night. That guy's like, these goofy wrestlers. Oh, there's Jesus.
Jim Halloween Havoc against Paul and Nash, the outsiders of the NWO. And the fans don't like that, but you can better believe the outsiders, as you can see right there already.
Nobody at any point pretended like Public Enemy were actually going to be the guys that would wrestle the outsiders at the pay-per-view. That's just too far.
Wow.
For the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, I'm Tony Schiavone. Thanks for joining us on Saturday night.
Completely brushing past the fact that they just changed the tag titles.
We'll see you at that time, and we'll see you Monday live on Nitro on TNT.
All right, before we go to WCW Pro, here's what we'll be watching next Tuesday on WCW Deep Cuts Live, right back here.
Anybody want to buy a warehouse in Jersey, huh?
All right, so we're going back to 1991 next Tuesday with Paul E. Dangerously, who doing bits.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Listen to me and listen to me now. It is going to stop. No more.
WCW Pro New York specific WCW show. So that'll be something. And hey, look, Dusty with another new outfit.
Dusty Rhodes, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, and we saw and heard from Eric Bischoff at the top of the show.
It's like they mic'd the can noise they're using. It's just like three people clapping.
What I want to address to you, Dream, and that is the Macho Man Randy Savage. This guy has just come unwrapped like a Christmas gift.
I tell you what, we are facing the biggest.
Lee Marshall loved himself.
We talking about Las Vegas.
Comparison cliches. WWF had WWF New York in 97, 98.
To go ahead and take this thing for the most.
And again, like I think Brian pointed out earlier, they just have one mic for the stand-ups.
Larry, I think he is, along with WCW.
The thing that seems to get Randy Savage in a disarray, if you will, is always Elizabeth, and I know you've got some thoughts on that, legend.
I know you hate women, Larry. Have at it.
Their honeymoon was over years ago. Their divorce was over years ago. Savage's alimony payments, his life was over years ago. Forget her, Savage.
Like, Larry Zbyszko comes alive when you give him permission to talk shit about the institution of marriage. Yeah, so WWF had the MSG house shows on MSG, but this WCW Pro New York was different in that it was WCW Pro, but all the promos were market specific, but also the commentary was dubbed over in studio in Atlanta, specific for the New York market. Which is what they did for WWF New York when they would dub over the shotgun shows with like Vince Russo. Here we go, two more Armstrongs, Scott and Stevie.
Better regain that holy grail from Hogan. In the meantime, right here, Armstrong.
Bow, bow, down, bow. Was there somebody in the crowd with a chef hat?
Hungry team Armstrongs had the experiences right here in front of the world. Have an opportunity to break the Armstrong.
I love the Disney and the Universal shows with like the theme park fans. I feel like I flipped off the camera. Because you'd get people in the crowd that weren't like wrestling fans, and they would try to play along, but they had no idea how to like really cheer. So you just get weird guys going like this. And honestly, we need more of that. Yeah, those singlets the Armstrong boys are wearing are not great.
put the curse aside.
Like hooked, cut right along the crotch line, nips hanging out. Yeah, their opponents are high voltage, fresh out of the power plant, green as fuck, and ready to go. He's picking his nose with his thumb.
No kidding. About that situation at the party, what happened on the past Nitro. We've seen the Macho go crazy. Brother, we're looking at Slim Jim Halla.
Yeah, they kind of do have the same gear, just a little different tint.
The last ball game in disarray, and we cannot be
Danger. High TE ratio. What was Benoit's when he died? Like 9 million to 1, something ridiculous.
And as they say, take one for the team. Speaking of teams, tag team action in this, and that brings up a point. You saw on Saturday the new tag team champions of the world.
Yeah. Hey JJ.
As they beat Public Enemy, and it's Booker T and Stevie Ray, managed by Sister Sherry, promoted by.
See, you know he's a bad guy because he's gonna do this to you when I leave.
Yeah, without a doubt, on the Mothership last night on Saturday night, it was such a thing in the arena, and the heat was on anyway from the get-go. Sure. And the heat went
God, I forget the name of this referee. Not Mike Adkins. There's another one of those guys that's just an amalgamation of all the other refs. Yeah, the way the VHS like color distortion is, it does kind of look like both teams are varying shades of mood, but especially the Armstrongs. Also, I don't think in 2024 you'd see two men wearing singlets that say SA on them in public. Benoit's TE ratio is 59 to 1 at that. I believe like supposed to be like 4 to 1, like 8 to 1's like high, and Benoit's was 59 to 1. So yeah, Rage. Oh wait, drop down worked, but they were confused. That's the purpose of a drop down, guys. Come on. So yeah, like high voltage were supposed to be the next generation Steiner. Like that's why Kenny Chaos got to be tag champs with Rick Steiner in '98. There we go. Wouldn't be a high voltage match without a random springboard. Yeah, TE ratio is testosterone, epitestosterone. Essentially, if you have a high TE ratio, it means that you've been taking a lot of synthetic testosterone, aka you're on the gas. Okay, 1 to 1 is average for a man. Standard, drug test like MMA drug testing doping ratio is 4 to 1 because they're doing a lot like physical exertion and lifting dudes and shit. Yeah, Chris Benoit 58 to 1. In other words, if you drank that man's piss, you would gain 20 pounds of muscle.
They are both reeling. They're both staggered.
I love that little head bob move by Steve Armstrong. A little bit of sass.
That's the important question. Oh, there goes Scott.
Chaos now, and a double sledge by Rage. Rage now just
Benoit, by the way, would totally be like an Andrew Tate guy nowadays. Talking about like high T, low T. He'd be one of those. He'd definitely be one of those guys. That's like, oh, you low T soy boys. Like, even if he didn't kill his family, he'd still be a piece of shit these days. Why did he grab the referee's ear? Robbie Rage did one of these numbers. Like he was trying to like do a magic trick. Oh, there's a quarter.
We'll talk about that. We've got more action coming up here on TBS as the Pro continues.
High voltage is music is just somebody being electrocuted.
Questionable integrity, ulterior motives, but a man that always manages to.
They even framed the shot like the Joel Goddard segments on Conan.
Promises more explosive and exclusive inside information. Pick up the phone and call right now.
Yeah, you can tell he taped this days before they actually recorded whatever the message was.
Calls cost $1.49 a minute, and kids, get your parents' permission. But make sure you call the WCW.
All daily programming is pre-recorded again, in case you thought that Bobby Heenan was just sitting on the phone, waiting for you to call. Lee Marshall looks like a Muppet. God, the worst Muppet. There we go, Chavo Guerrero Jr.
The car earlier, the Sting car, and you were the only one really there Monday night. What exactly happened with the presentation?
That kid's like, yeah, Chavo.
Nice race car too. Picture of Sting's face all over the hood.
Lee Marshall and Conan have been picking up college kids in Shea Stadium. They're great.
To me, Lee, it's like rewarding a spoiled.
Oh, Dean Malenko, double shot of Dean.
If he walks out without doing his chores,
will he have Rey Mysterio's thong mask?
No, wait a minute. First of all, you don't punch him in the mouth. Secondly, your analogy is cockeyed. Because we're not talking about it's cockeyed. It doesn't make sense because we're not talking about a teenager that didn't do his chores. What we're talking about is an organization that basically stood before the person we call our franchise player. We call him a liar to his face. We don't believe you. We accuse him of being
that guy. I've never seen somebody man-spread more in my life than that guy that was like...
It's like Sting should understand it was a master chess move by Hogan with the Sting imposter. Lex Luger was left in the lurch. Arn Anderson, Ric Flair. Now nobody trusts anybody. The only group of men that are managing to stay together.
So this is very green Chavo. Like he had just started with WCW with this set of tapings.
Let me say something about Malenko right here and Guerrero. Yes.
Like I think he had like 10 matches before he started with WCW.
And violently took that from him, meaning so much to the young man as we know. And since then, Dean has pointed towards one thing, Stagger Lee, and that is Slim Jim Halloween Havoc getting that cruiserweight title back that he wants so much. You see how well.
Yeah, that is funny that Dean Malenko had 1,000 holds, but love the chin lock. Love the chin lock. Cattle mutilation? Perhaps? No. Just like a bow and arrow looking thing.
Right here, look at Malenko. Even you get him on the mat.
That was dope. That leg trip. That was pretty sweet.
Reversals too. I mean, keeping him on the mat is almost an impossibility.
Didn't Chavo do Bloodsport like pandemic year?
Yeah, it just went by. Oh, was there one on? That's one every 15 minutes. Oh, wow, what a move. Look
Also, like green as grass Chavo looks way better than like veteran Chavo. So much more interesting. I'll have the guts to say it. He just called Chavo K Paso Yak. Exactly, Jonathan. Chavo Guerrero is the Frank Camp of wrestling actors. Frank Camp being my great uncle who trained Benji, Tiffany, Mr. Ed, all the animals on Green Acres, Drew Boggs.
Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc coming up October 27th, and I've had a chance to talk to Dean Malenko, and you mentioned the mask of Rey Mysterio that he, as you said, violently took away from Rey Mysterio Jr. As Malenko
Also,
said,
shout out to my SSRI gang. Gonna take my medicine so that my brain calms down before bed. I can go to sleep after we're all done tonight.
Is his sacred property, if you will.
Oh, hot ass Chavo Guerrero here.
Malenko is a man that's focused. I don't think he cares about a mask. He cares about that belt, and he's obsessed with winning it back, torturing.
Yeah, it's like the more experienced Chavo got, like the less likely he was to do an interesting thing. Yeah, Chavo's just seems like a boring guy, like not a boring guy, but like a dull guy. Like he's a nice. It seems like he'd be a nice guy, but just like a dull dude. I'm not surprised. No interesting stories. But hey, you work with Chavo, and hell yeah, Jonathan, we do normalize mental health care around here. while we're watching Dean Malenko wrestle at 10:41 p.m. Eastern. Chavo Guerrero, competent. That should be the name of his book. You want somebody competent to be training Allison Brie.
It was a little humiliating, in fact, directed at Mysterio because he used the mask kind of as a hand puppet.
Probably looked better on his hand.
Oh,
than
stop it.
Head.
Stop it. But you're right. There is a lot of emotion coming
Honestly, kind of did. Up the gut buster.
He is playing some mind games.
Oh!
Wow. Yeah, a lot of pride. I'd almost like to see Malenko get a little more into the
Yes, he was Mr. White. Kerwin White.
instinct of the science. He's, his eyes are, they call him the Iceman.
Oh, gosh. 2005 WWE was really fucked up.
He is ice cold. Into a crucifix.
There's like, Chavo never did cool shit like that after like 1998.
Malenko now reverses that.
Close to the ropes, but again, Malenko will not.
Oh, hell yeah, I love Frankie the Mobster. He's fucking crazy.
Got up, beat Chavo Guerrero to the punch. That's an amateur mistake. Chavo should have been up quicker.
Good job by referee Randy Anderson keeping order in this match.
Exactly, Brian. You want the boring, competent wrestler. You don't want Jimmy Valiant training Hollywood actors. That's an insurance issue.
That he is in the fight of his life right now with Chavo Jr.
That was real close right there. Close to becoming a win and pay winning time for Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Into the corner goes Malenko.
Yeah, Balls Mahoney. Imagine Balls Mahoney on a Hollywood set. There we go. Dean Malenko had to cheat to beat Chavo Guerrero rookie year.
One Guerrero down, and of course, Eddie Guerrero at the hands of Diamond Dallas may make number 2 at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
The other thing that we're heading straight into, rerun a collision course for.
I love. That's something I loved about WCW. Like, it was always a weird Vince McMahon WWF thing. You weren't supposed to look into the camera. Whereas WCW, like, everybody got promo time because everybody, like, all the winners after their matches would cut their little promos into the camera. So even if you didn't get proper promo time, you still got personality. You know, still got to show a little bit of personality, a little bit of pizzazz. God, imagine Bob Holly's curmudgeonly ass training the cast of heels. I have to wonder, Brenticus brings up a good point. Pet Boy's promoting a cheater. If any of these sponsors, like if they, like Pet Boy sponsored again, of all of the shit we're gonna replay on this show, there's 2 hours of content on Nitro. That does look like Dusty Rhodes. Somebody brought that up earlier. It looks like they made a Dusty Rhodes NASCAR, and Bischoff got the paint job back, and he's like, why the fuck is that a Dusty Rhodes car? Put somebody else on there, and they just put Sting face paint on it.
They said the WCW car's been out there. I didn't even know the WCW had a car.
And again, that's the only bit. Oh wow, we're in a different clip. But this is also seems like this was from the part of the show where Bischoff drove across town to produce the segment. Like, if you notice, everyone seems much more lucid there. And again, we replay this uncomfortable part. But the way they chopped it up, just nothing really made sense.
In the control center as Slim Jim
exactly, Dr. Lee.
WCW's Halloween Havoc, live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Is he going to call the MGM Grand luscious?
Starting time will be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 on the West Coast.
Sexy MGM Grand Garden Arena.
For availability. The Macho Man Randy Savage prepares for the fight of his career. Questions continue to haunt him about
Tony looking like a turkey.
The match will be for the WCW
The Cult of Shivani.
At Slim Jim Halloween Havoc as Hollywood Hulk Hogan of the
couldn't even get images of the wrestlers.
In other action, Diamond Dallas Page faces Eddie Guerrero.
It is so weird.
The Battle Bowl ring will be on the line.
Having match graphics that are just text.
Lex Luger and the Nature Boy Ric Flair defends the U.S. heavyweight title against the Giant. We're going to have more later in this hour.
God, this roster was so freaking stacked. That, like, the U.S. title match was Ric Flair versus the Giant.
You could win a road legal Slim Jim monster truck or other great prizes. No
yeah, WCW did love, like, Baltimore was always Great American Bash. BC had Starrcade for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Though I think the MGM brand thing was a specific deal they signed ahead of time, judging by the fact that they were playing footage of the exterior of the building, and Tony Schiavone was describing it as luscious.
Turner premiere for you satellite dish owners. Here's your number, 1-800-843-9266.
Yes, a road legal Slim Jim monster truck. That's what they were giving away as like a sweepstakes for this pay-per-view. And no, I do not know who won it, but I will research that soon.
Eastern Time. WCW could be our biggest hour at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Here come the goons. That means something completely different in 2024.
Coming up a little later on the Pro, we're going
Why are there so many production assistants on the floor?
Championship as they defeated in a most unusual way. I've got to worry about Johnny Grunge in that left.
That's right, Stephen J. Neptune Man. Macho Man and Hogan was always going to main event that show regardless of the booking because the MGM Grand wanted Hogan and Savage when they signed the contract for that show. Got an 8-man tag match here. Love these. I love when you get like a trios or an 8-man Atomicos like squash match. That woman looked so embarrassed to be at wrestling. Oh, Billy Payne. Who else is in there?
We got all kinds of chaos with 4 members of Dungeon of Doom having their way in this 4-man tag.
4 big members too, and all
Big Bubba, no trouble.
one after the other again. Don't forget the guidance of Jimmy Hart, and there's Brian.
The Dungeon of Doom doing a Michinoku Pro heel spot.
Well, he's a member of the Dungeon of Doom, and a taskmaster surely has a plan inside and outside, if you know what I'm talking about. Because as we get ready, once again,
Can't even see who they're wrestling. I saw Bill Payne. Who else is in here? This match is just the first section of the 92 Rumble. Yes. Yeah, it was 92 when Bossman almost beheaded himself on the bottom rope. Flying out of the ring. What?
You're absolutely right.
Or give back the car.
Oh, stop it with the car. Just
I could not imagine wrestling in leather pants. His balls must have been so sweaty.
Involved in Halloween Havoc, Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc, as they take on the 4 horsemen, namely the team of the Canadian crippler Chris Benoit and Mongo Steve.
Big fan of Ming's little dick flap there.
Working out now. He makes the tag into
Got like a monster face on it. So it's like he goes to pee and it's like rah.
Call your cable operator if you haven't already.
Yeah, that Rumble was funny. There were a few guys that like tossed themselves, not realizing they tossed themselves. The 92 Rumble. And they didn't quite know how to explain it.
I mean, Luger's kind of left in the middle of nowhere. Arn Anderson, Flair, they will have nothing to do with Sting and Lex Luger anymore.
Yeah, the 95 Rumble, would not be surprised. That was the worst Rumble? It's either that or the 99 one. Actually, 99, yeah, is probably worse. 95 just... They didn't have the roster for it, so yeah, like, the only guys that really could eliminate anybody were like Bulldog, Michaels, Luger, but also Sione, the Barbarian. There we go. Wasn't the 95 Rumble like a half hour? It was like the entrances were like 45 seconds or something stupid. DOD, baby. Oh hey, Bubba got a t-shirt at the gift shop.
Faces only a mother could love.
Just 38 minutes. A 38-minute Royal Rumble. It was supposed to be 45, but they didn't have enough material to stretch it out. Oh, what a sad Rumble.
Let's have another look at it.
Ah! Flying Bubba. God, that kick.
For the pin, Hugh Morris.
He's strangling the man.
Dungeon of Doom. Now, as we promised, let's go back to Saturday night with the American Dream and Tony Schiavone.
Oh, we're gonna recap what we just watched.
On Saturday night.
Johnny Grunge.
I did watch Mystery X, and are you talking about the was it the TDT squash with the guitar dude? That is the coolest squash match. If y'all haven't, go watch Mystery Wrestling 10 on the Mystery Wrestling Patreon. There's a squash match. I think the other team was literally called the Jabronis, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, they're doing like just power bombing dudes through doors and like blasting them in the head with chairs. And there's just a dude the whole match shredding on guitar. It is chaos. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. Maybe with all due respect, Cecil, to the literal death match and the great the viral table spot, I think the TDT squash is my favorite mystery wrestling thing ever.
Oh my goodness! There's confusion reigning here. This is sad. This is sad right here.
Right across the knee.
This is no good.
And the cover.
Foul play. Foul play.
1, 2, 3. We've got new.
Oh, hey, look. There we go. Wait, didn't we already have the control center?
WCW's Halloween Havoc live at the spacious MGM Grand Garden.
The spacious MGM Grand. Like, didn't we literally just have the control center? 2 control centers for the same show? Seems a bit overkill. Ooh, that was on your birthday. Happy upcoming birthday, Drew.
As the WCW World Heavyweight title will be on the line, the champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan meets the Macho Man Randy Savage. I know Savage has been under a lot of stress lately, but his actions this past week very
Tony Schiavone here is kind of giving off Rizzler vibes.
Rey Mysterio Jr. meets Dean Malenko. Malenko has stolen the mask of Mysterio, and the champ is outraged. The faces of fear.
And the champ is outraged. He could not say it any more bored.
Harlem Heat, just regaining the World Tag Team belts, will defend against the Outsiders.
The Outsiders, if that is their name.
Be sure to enter the Slim Jim Snap to Win sweepstakes, where you can win a road legal Slim Jim monster truck.
Again, how is a monster truck road legal?
And all entries must be received by October 23rd, 1996. For more information, see in-store displays or send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen.
They didn't say what road.
Make your plans now to join us for Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc live at the spacious MGM Grand
Spacious.
Garden Arena.
They're really wanting to hammer home that the MGM has a lot of room.
By calling your local cable operator, DirecTV by calling
A big cavernous building.
3288, or Turner Premier for you satellite dish owners at 1-800-843-9266.
For you satellite dish owners.
Don't you dare miss Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. The event is 3 weeks from tonight. It all comes your way Sunday, October 27th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 on the West Coast for Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Big news from Tony Schiavone in the control center.
All right, Florida, if it has light signals and a license plate. Fair enough. Oh, the ring is rotating.
Well, I tell you what, Public Enemy was looking forward to that situation, but on Saturday night.
Found it. This could be like one of 17 guys. Oh, it's Bobby Eaton. In this era, Bobby Eaton always looked like somebody woke him up right before they played his music. He's just kind of like shaking off the stupor, pulling out the eye boogies.
No matter what state of mind he's in, it's still on the marquee. WCW got to go for it. I love it. As the World Heavyweight title is on the
Which horseman is he wrestling? Please let it be Mongo. Please let it be Mongo. Oh, it's Arn. Okay. Oh, hey, this will be good. It'll be a good match. Had a lot of good matches.
I understand that the reason that he got sideways with the Blue Bloods was he would just not put up with G's.
For a guy who's not wearing pants, Arn seems fully clothed with the shirt and the tights.
Anderson, and again,
Trunks.
at the Slim Jim Halloween Havoc, Arn Anderson wrestling Lex Luger. These guys have a big feud again, caused by
Boo!
Sting, who supposedly was Luger's friend.
Boo! You look like my ex-husband. Boo! Arn Anderson, only 15 years old. Youngest wrestler ever be under contract to a major American wrestling.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
This portion of WCW Pro Wrestling is brought.
I've regained my composure.
Yeah, Arn Anderson came out of the womb
Is that your memory is selective.
with a TE ratio of 900 to 4. Why 4? Who knows? Alright, this is our main event. One hell of a main event. Look at that. I like that. Acknowledging the past. Hey, we're friends. We don't have a feud here. What a lockup.
I'm not going to be fooled again, and the longer he stays the island into himself.
What a lockup these two got going on here. That's how you do it.
He hasn't left any organization. He hasn't left the country. He's not in Japan. As a matter of fact, he's still here. He's still here.
I tell you about two guys that know each other very well. I'm talking about Bobby Eaton and one Arn Anderson from the whole Four Horsemen, who now with Elizabeth being seen as she did in this past Nitro. What's going on?
You can tell these guys. This is to these guys what like a bowling league is to most dads. Like just getting the chance to hang out at a theme park and grapple for 5 minutes. Get your mind off of the kids and the wife.
What was that? Another bus. Buffalo came by.
What do you think of that one, Legend?
I think it's on its way to Alabama.
Oh, please. Head scissors by Anderson.
Look at Bobby go. Good on Bobby. There we go. Beautiful. Nobody sold that right hand better than Arn Anderson. As good as Bobby threw it, Arn Anderson, perfect dance partner for those punches.
Beautiful Bobby Eaton from Alabama, wheeling and dealing on Arn Anderson. He's not a blue blood.
I love how Bobby Eaton, like after 96, never had an ounce of credibility in the booking. But like so many of the wrestlers on the roster, when they would be booked to squash them, were like, no, we're going to have a real match. Because I love Bobby. So many guys did. Randy Savage did that on a worldwide tape. He wrestled Bobby and just gave Bobby the whole match.
They are minus one person right now. He did hit the pole. They are minus one person. I believe Elizabeth is out of the fold.
Now this one makes no sense to me because we saw Elizabeth last month.
It's wild. There's almost like WCW had really good wrestling matches in those NC shows. Crazy. Also, I would love one of those WCW crew shows.
Well, you should know what happened at the hotel.
Now wait a minute. What?
She was there to get a Hollywood contract.
I'll just punch them right in the balls. And that's where Bobby's selling it too. Like, that's illegal. So illegal. But you know what? We're going to let it go.
Is it a good movie or a Hulk Hogan movie?
I don't know about that.
Like one of the movies you're in.
There's so many wrestlers that loved when Hulk Hogan turned heel because they finally got to bury Hulk Hogan movies in promos.
The Eaton right there suffering. Arn Anderson's the man that can do it to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yep, biggest month ever. My YouTube channel came in just around 2.4 million views this month. Also, my Why Jacqueline Rules video hit 1 million views this morning. So,
Speaking of the 50s and what you saw,
thank you so much, Jonathan. New shorts Mondays and Wednesdays, WCW Deep Cut Shorts. Fridays, Why They Rule.
Bobby Eaton, if you will. Really using them ropes, using all points of the ring. Whoa!
Boom!
He got leveled right there. What a shot. Nobody throws a right hand like beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Well, Eaton, one man you can't underestimate, and Anderson walked into one. Got him.
Clothesline, and once again, Anderson's down.
That's awesome, Drew. I'm glad to hear.
Two got him hooked. Anderson able to kick out.
Yeah, I couldn't get him cradled up enough.
Yeah, I could have bought WCW. 2.4. That's about how much Vince paid for it.
Eaton walked into it.
Or too kind. Thank you.
Very savvy veterans in the ring.
Onward and upward.
Spinning neck breaker, and Anderson is down, and he could be out.
I tell you what, he could be going.
But as much as the YouTube shit's blowing up, this is the Mothership. Tuesday nights on Twitch.
Upset, if you will, in a way. Well, Bobby Eaton over Iron
If Bobby Eaton gets it, what? That's Squire Dave Taylor.
Wow, we got a storyline progression. Bobby Eaton and Squire Dave Taylor, they had just split up. And Arn's like, I'm not getting into this mess. This doesn't concern me. But also, Bobby Eaton couldn't do a clean job? What? Hey, Commodore Amigo, sorry to hear. Oh. Taylorplex. Wow, and hey, there's Nick Patrick not wearing a neck brace because this was taped 2.5 months ago. And we need more of that in wrestling, where like two guys get into a fight during a match, and the odd man out's just like, fuck this, I'm out of here. We don't need seeds, crumbs, tying everything together. We don't need that. What a sad ending to a TV show. Bobby Eaton just laid out. More people to be distracted by music. All right, we are out. That's it. That's all the show I got for this week. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me for the last 2 hours, watching WCW from 1996. I appreciate you all hanging out. Again, hanging out. Shawn Michaels ran opposition. The opposition, baby. We still hung in there. Watched some good stuff. And I appreciate you all hanging in there with me. If you're watching on YouTube, go follow me on Twitch. And watching on Twitch, go follow me on YouTube. Got some stuff in both places. Again, next week, I'm back Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. No Off the Grid this week. It's my off week. I'll be back next Sunday. This Sunday, go enjoy your dogs or your parents or whoever. But as I always like to say before I end these, even if you don't make it here next Tuesday, just make it the next Tuesday. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And shout out to Commodore Amigo's mom. Thoughts and good vibes out her way. She's gonna pull through this. I see she is doing better. Is she? I believe she is. I thought I saw that. If not, I apologize, but we're rooting for her. But this has been WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name's Tom. Go to bed.